Hi everyone, and in this video we're going to talk about the topic, why doesn't stuttering go away? So you've started working with someone like a hypnotherapist, psychologist, psychotherapist, speech therapist, or a center. You bought some online course, and why doesn't this stuttering go away? But you started working, and maybe you were even promised results from afar, that you would definitely succeed, that you would be able to do it. You can do it, definitely. The main thing is to start. Here's the thing. There are actually a lot of incompetent specialists in stuttering who take on the task of working with you, especially hypnotherapists and psychologists. That's a whole separate topic. But at the same time, you realize that considering the time and your efforts, their tasks on your own, you realize that it either doesn't work at all or it does. But the percentage, I don't know, 20, 30, maybe 50 maximum. And mostly, even if you do this for a month, 2 or 3 months, it just doesn't work out. You're standing still or even regressing constantly. It depresses you and you can't do anything about it. And they say that, well, you need to work on it, but it's not working for you. Well, it means that if you're one of those people for whom their program works, look for another one, right? So what could be the reason why stuttering doesn't go away? Because I can say that you might not be among those. In other words, where you are working, those who could benefit the most from this program, the ones for whom it could be the most effective. You're not among those. So where you're working, those who could benefit the most from this program the most effectively, yes, you fall into the category of those who still need to try further to search relief, the desired relief somewhere in other places where they can give advice. So they can only respond for your program, for its composition, for some strategy, ideology, right? That is, some of your own reasons, responsible connections, justifications for your actions, tools, solutions, and so on. So once again, why doesn't stuttering go away? Because a certain program might not be suitable for you. You really need to think about why it might not be suitable for you, just to get ahead of ourselves. I will say that if the program is normal, decent, and good, then it works for most people. But at least for those who pay attention to those doesn't just want to get cured. Suitable for those who aren't just looking to get a magic pill to start speaking in 2, 3, or 4 days. It's just impossible. Those who stutter like me have already looked at YouTube channels before, analyzed reviews, and the results from 3 days, it's just a fairy tale. It doesn't fit, so a good program is suitable for almost everyone. At least in most cases, people who aren't working on it the right way, right? So, let's get back to the topic. They don't evaluate, they want your magic pill, those who are ready to work for results, who are willing to put in some of their own efforts, energy, time, and resources to improve themselves, because we need to get results from ourselves. Energy, time, effort in order to improve ourselves, because we need to get results from ourselves. Don't expect results from someone who will cure us. You're not in surgery, you can come in for an operation. To get anesthesia, whether it's general or local. You lie down, you fall asleep over you. People, surgeons work, they know their job, and they cut you open, they perform certain procedures. You're asleep, then they stitch you up and you wake up. At that point, not much depends on you, and in this case, what depends on you is the rehabilitation. There, it's about spasms, trauma, depending on whether you're walking, taking it easy, not applying movement, and so on. They don't solve a specific task in the moment. So after them, you still have to recover, and if you don't follow the right guidelines, it will ultimately affect the final result, even if you have surgery. You need to stick to certain complex or simple recommendations for a while, even if it's just for an appendectomy. You still shouldn't engage in sports for some time. No, this is not it, something better like some food and so on. So, in order for everything to heal properly and for there to be minimal side effects in your life moving forward. Yes, this is a technological intervention. The only exception, perhaps, is if you need to have a tooth pulled. You come in, they give you rings for anesthesia, and they pull your tooth out. they pull it out. Overcoming stuttering is simple, unlike training under anesthesia. Under anesthesia, you have to cover the fraction, do everything, widely. So, in the topic of overcoming stuttering, it's completely the opposite. It's really quite simple. Even there. Don't call, whoever it is, I just want to be cured and treat me. Stuttering in most cases doesn't go away for those who just want to be cured. To come in so that we can give not even a horse pill, but something not too energy consuming, some light tips, a few recommendations that he would just work on for a minimal amount of time and everything would be fine. This would probably be the case if stuttering, for example, we had it for 20 years. We got it in 2, 3, 4 weeks, a month, yes. And then we could only work for a month and we could really get rid of it. But considering that stuttering appeared for most people around the age of 6, maybe even 5, and if we could only work for a month, we could really get rid of it. But considering that stuttering appeared for most people around the age of 6, maybe even 5, you've been stuttering for 20, 25 years, so for many months I treated a lot of stuttering issues. Many situations of shame are linked to phobias. People know you stutter. I recall how people stared when I spoke in school. It doesn't resolve quickly. Rehabilitation takes time to regain confidence. Yeah, like that, so they wouldn't see you're stuttering but not laugh. Or so it would be uncomfortable, especially in your class, and sometimes even in a group setting. I remember how people looked at me when I had to speak in school. It doesn't just get resolved like that. It takes some time to rehabilitate, to get back to yourself, and not just to conquer it frontally, for example, to achieve that in 2 or 3 days. The speech is good, but it's also about maintaining that front and moving forward. So, that's it. The speech is good, but it's also about maintaining that front and moving forward. So here it is. Why does stuttering go away? To summarize the first point, it's because the person who came to get rid of stuttering didn't expect a quick solution. The second reason is that the program they are working with turned out to be either personally ineffective for them, didn't expect a quick solution. The second reason is that the program they are working with turned out to be either personally ineffective for him. But again, you can say that if the program is good. By the way, what makes a good program is that it doesn't treat everyone the same way. Meaning it doesn't follow a one-size-fits-all approach. Even a good program shouldn't be standardized for everyone. For example, in any degree of stuttering, whether it's mild, moderate, or severe, you shouldn't just do this, and that's it, and everything will be fine in a certain amount of time. In any degree of stuttering, whether it's mild, moderate, or severe, you should just do this, and that's it, and everything will be fine. Such a time, no. You really need to pay attention to the person, to observe their reactions. Then, how he grasped the information, what he was able to do and what he wasn't able to do. So, without all these little details, the art of free speech won't work out in the long run. You won't be able to play the long game. You won't be able to play the long game. You won't be able to play the long game, most likely, but there are exceptions. That's it, buddy. Just got lucky? Who came as if they began to engage in a standard program for everyone, and both of them got rid of it. But it's real. It could be 1 in 100. If they were to guess, or maybe it really happened. Most likely, if you're not one of the lucky ones, then your story will be different. Yes, that is, a normal speech rehabilitation program should be flexible. That is, it should be flexible. That is, from session to session with the student, when you practice there and meet, about twice a week, based on how much easier it becomes for you to speak, the further program should be outlined and adjusted according to your own progress, taking into account what you've managed to achieve, what you've understood, realized, and how you're doing. All of this comes from personal experience when communicating with different people. This is based on personal experiences with various people. Thus, a universal plan for everyone is impractical. All of this comes from personal experience when communicating with different people. So there shouldn't be a plan that applies to all of you for just 2 or 3 days. It's not working here. Well, then it's not meant to be. I guess it's just not your program, no. Stuttering is a very complex problem, and if you're not flexible, you might not be able to work effectively with it, and the program won't work. Flexible, and if a person who stutters, so to speak, isn't flexible, in their thinking, in their learning as well, including the fact that they should give you appropriate tasks based on the dynamics you have. Throughout the entire course, these points that are monitored shouldn't just be a one-time thing. Like you came in there, you stuttered, they measured you, this so-called assessment, and then you left. I don't know, maybe in a month it seems like asking about the results isn't happening. Results should be checked at least twice a week, or even every other day. There. Depending on the lights of stuttering, it varies, like that. Here's another reason why stuttering can come back. Either you were hoping for a treatment that someone would do something for you, and didn't put in the necessary effort or the right energy. In order to be effective, Litvin found that the result is what matters. You either solidify that or the program you worked with. So the system of this program didn't provide you with those desired normal results. I hope in this video I answered the question normally about why stuttering can come back and why it might not go away. So you work with him there, because with a bad program you can work for months, even for years. People, for example, it will be similar to how a person reads. There are those who stuttered, who read aloud for several years in a row. They read aloud. You can read aloud for years. You can read aloud your whole life. But in speech, it either doesn't reflect at all, or it will reflect to some minimal extent. So if the action is ineffective, if the system strategy is ineffective, then it can be worked on for a lifetime. This won't lead to anything. Good luck, everyone. Subscribe to the channel, like, and see you next time.